Poppy's English company, Planet For You, is interested in organizing a cultural festival in Chicago. She has a meeting scheduled with Ms. Smith and Ms. Brown, both members of the United States Ministry of Culture, to talk about the festival. Poppy has spent weeks researching American culture, including communication styles, dietary restrictions, and popular entertainment. On the other hand, Ms. Smith and Ms. Brown have familiarized themselves with British business practices and have researched Poppy's company. Both the US and the UK are low context cultures, but the UK tends to have a more indirect style of communication. So Puppy made sure to make a lot of open and reassuring questions to avoid being vague, which Americans do not like. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's meeting. My name is Poppy Williams, and I am the CEO of Planet For You, one of the best organization companies in England.
Welcome, Poppy. I'm Miss Smith, head organizer of the Ministry of Culture, and this is Miss Brown, our local festival coordinator. We're excited to learn more about your plans for the Cultural Festival.
Thank you for having me. I've heard wonderful things about your city's vibrant and special culture, and we can assure you that we will do our best to create an amazing event. I've done some research on your most famous festivals, and I can say I am impressed. I've read about Fantasy Fest, Taste of Chicago, and Burning Man. You know how to plan a proper event, and that's exactly what I am looking for.
Well, thank you, Poppy. It means a lot coming from you. We've also taken a look at your portfolio and we're excited to see what you can offer us. It is evident that you have done a wonderful job.
Well, now, what I have in mind is for the festival to celebrate the diverse cultures of your country, especially the ones present in Chicago. We envision a lively marketplace with food stalls, games, and live music. And I thought it would be thrilling to have local vendors sell their products and iconic American foods. I've done some research, and I think that we could include dishes like Chicago style hot dogs, deep dish pizza, and other common festival foods like chili, crafted beers, and pretzels.
Poppy, well, I think these dishes are great. If you want to work with us, the brands associated with us must be the highlight of the festival, and we would like Taco Bell to be the main event. However, we can talk to other local vendors, although you should take into account that our community is home to people of many different religions, and the US is observing right now a growing number of vegans, so completely meat-centered meals may not be suitable for everyone.
Oh, it's okay. I can get behind Taco Bell, especially since it's fast and easy to eat standing. And also, thank you for pointing that out. Cultural sensitivity is very important for me. Would you be able to suggest some alternative dishes that would still represent the local cuisine?
Certainly, we could offer vegetarian options like chickpea bowls, lentil bolognese, and vegan churros, which are quite popular in Chicago. And this can be a plus for vegetarians that visit our event.
Excellent. We can include chickpea bowls, vegan churros, even tofu on the menu. And people would love to eat these delicious dishes from this country. And also, they would connect, understand, value, and feel their own culture. In fact, tourists could feel like they're getting the entire American experience.
Poppy, this is great. Now, I want to talk about the performances. Have you taken a look at the volume regulations in the city of Chicago? It is important to not keep the music very loud after 11 p.m.
So, if I understand correctly, Miss Smith, you're concerned about noise levels exceeding local regulations during the performances. I will gladly send an email to the mayor's office to request a permit for the event. And I have researched some bands that fit my idea, but since you are the main stakeholder and sponsor, I would like to hear your recommendations.
Well, perhaps a more calm style of entertainment would be more fitting, like jazz or R&B. What did you consider, Brown? Do you have any suggestions?
I agree, Ms. Smith. We have to take into account that we not only want to create an amazing festival, but also we're willing to respect people around us and provide anyone an outstanding event. We want to avoid any inconvenience that could negatively affect the environment.
Absolutely. We can adapt the program accordingly. And perhaps we can start with livelier music earlier, like maybe a DJ during the day, and transition to more relaxing live performances in the evening.
I think that's a great idea, Poppy.
Poppy, can you tell us the overall budget for the festival and what was set aside for sponsorships?
Yes, we would like to know the amount we're working with so we can keep everything within budget.
Okay, so now that we got all the details sorted out, I estimated for the festival to cost around $25,000, and I am asking you for $10,000, specifically to cover the cost of entertainment, such as the kids' games and the music performances.
That sum is a bit elevated, especially for this being your first event in the USA, but let's make a deal. We will provide $10,000, but our name has to be present in all the advertisements. Our logo must be in all the staff shirts, and we are the only ones allowed to sell at the festival.
You know what? You got a deal. Thank you, Miss Smith and Miss Brown. I'm so grateful for the opportunity you're giving me and my business.
We appreciate your willingness to collaborate, Poppy. Together, we can create a truly special festival.
I completely agree. Thank you again, Miss Smith and Miss Brown. I believe we can create a festival that everyone will enjoy. Thank you so much for your time today, and we'll stay in touch.
Thanks to you, Poppy.
Bye.
Bye. Poppy has done minimal research on American culture, assuming it's similar to other English-speaking countries she's worked in. She believes a forceful approach will get her results. Miss Smith and Miss Brown are aware of British business practices, but have not researched Poppy's company. All right, let's get down to business. We're here to talk about your little cultural festival, am I right?
Welcome. We're happy to discuss the festival, since for us it's an extremely important event to acknowledge our country's multiculturality. This is Miss Brown.
Look,
I am Miss
this
Melendez.
festival needs some serious work. We need big names, flashy entertainment, and sponsors with deep pockets. You gotta think big. The more absurd, the better.
We appreciate your enthusiasm, Poppy. However, our festival focuses on celebrating local traditions. Loud performance and large corporations wouldn't be appropriate. Besides, we want to avoid any legal issues, for example, with the police, and we also want to create and maintain our great image.
Come on. I get the tradition is great and all, but people want excitement and like extreme elements. Think of fireworks, laser shows, loud music.
With all due respect, fireworks are illegal in the city center, and loud music disrupts residents. Our festival is looking for everything but unrespectful events. We want to be remembered for positive aspects, not negative ones.
Well, look, I can get you a major soda sponsor, free drinks for everyone. Think of the publicity, like everyone would go crazy.
We're happy to consider sponsors, but sugary drinks aren't exactly aligned with our focus on healthy living. We want to incorporate our drinks that are made with natural ingredients that can refresh our guests while we take care of their health.
Besides, it will be a great advertising opportunity for our sponsors to show people how delicious natural drinks can be.
Natural drinks? That is outrageous. In fact, we can manage a $15,000 budget, and your natural drinks would increase it to $20,000 since the ingredients are more expensive. And who cares if people get sick from sugary drinks? We could profit from that money. And we put in a lot of work to come here, and you're shutting us down? Don't you want your festival to be a success?
Of course we do, Miss Williams, but success for us means honoring our culture, not turning it into a commercial spectacle. We care about a guest experience. We consider that we can work with even a $10,000 budget and provide our guests with quality products and great service and experience.
Yeah, and we want them to remember this festival as an outstanding event in which they not only enjoyed all the elements that were available to them, but also to remember and acknowledge our culture. We do know that the budget is a great aspect that, well, we have to consider during the planning process, but we consider that with $10,000, we can create a great event, taking into consideration the best aspects that we can offer to our guests.
A $10,000 budget for a festival this size is crazy. You would create a boring festival with no entertainment and poor food choices. I think $50,000 is the perfect budget. And believe me, I have more experience in this field. And after all, I've been doing it for years. A $10,000 budget is not on the table.
Again, with all due respect, we do not consider that we have to work with more than $10,000. This event is for honoring our culture, not to throw a big party.
Yeah, and in fact, $10,000 is a great budget considering all the aspects that we want to incorporate into this festival. Our guests are looking for a cultural and family event, not a wild party.
Well, for me, a $10,000 budget is useless for organizing an event. You tell me, which event planner could even go through an event with that little amount of money?
Poppy, I believe we're having some trouble communicating. Miss Brown and I have a lot of experience planning events, and we are from Chicago. We know what our people would like.
Yeah, Poppy, I do think you need to have an open mind about this. We know what we're talking about, and also we're very clear about what we want this festival to be and to look like.
You know what? We'll take our business elsewhere. This city isn't even ready for a real party, anyways. And besides, I don't know how we're going to work with that budget of yours.
Perhaps I consider a different event planner would be a better fit. I don't believe your ideas and thoughts are aligned with ours.
Yeah, this festival is important for us since we want to provide our guests one of the best experiences of their lives. And with all due respect, your ideas will only take us to a great disaster.
Okay, see you never. This extremely boring festival of yours would be a mess with my incredible ideas, anyways. Nobody would enjoy it.
My takeaways from this activity, based on all the aspects that I have learned during this subject, are that having an unsuccessful negotiation is not that difficult as maybe it can be seen, since there are a lot of people who do not want to consider and respect the other party needs, non negotiables, perceptions, and besides, ideas. In fact, a great project could be not carried out if one person do not open his or her mind and understands that a negotiation is based on two parties and not just one. Besides, this is why I do consider that empathy and respect are the two key elements for developing a great negotiation because it is true that you can have a great knowledge about the subject that you're discussing, but if you behave in a negative way when you're negotiating, you cannot achieve success.
Hello, everyone. My name is Valerie Melendez, and I'm going to be talking about my takeaways from this activity. After working with my classmates on these two business scenarios, I can say that I learned a few things. The first thing that I learned is how important it is to have your main business goal clear on your mind so that you can explain it to the other parties and also to take into account what the other party is gaining from it and explain it to them. Because if you don't, then it's not going to be a fair negotiation process. Moreover, I learned about the importance of having an open mind and being open to discussions and to hearing suggestions, which is something that my character Poppy didn't do during the unsuccessful business scenario because she wanted things to be done her way and she was unwilling to hear suggestions from the other two parties. And that is the reason why she couldn't complete her business deal. And this activity taught me the importance of knowing your business deal from head to toe so that nothing can surprise you during the negotiation process and that you are ready to answer every question that the other party might throw at you. Thank you so much for your attention.
I thoroughly enjoyed this activity because I am very interested in exploring different cultures and I give a lot of importance to cultural awareness. Therefore, one of the main learnings that I gather from this experience is how crucial doing prior and proper research is. We cannot assume that everyone acts the same just because we speak the same language or live in the same continent. This involves knowing if the other culture just wants a fast, win lose solution or rather an effective long term relationship. Every culture has its own communication styles, and for example, touchy subjects that they do not like being brought up in small talk. And this is linked with my next takeaway, which is the importance of cultural sensitivity. You can do all the research that you want, but acting on that knowledge and preparation and being empathetic is what is going to take you a long way. This begins from the very first step where each party greets each other, and also includes understanding nonverbal cues and, just like in this roleplay, being mindful of local regulations, norms, and customs. And finally, of course, active listening is also a major player in cross cultural negotiations, since it leads to effective communication, which in turn avoids misunderstandings, helps you maintain your composure even if the other person is being rude, shows that you are emotionally intelligent and that you have respect for the other party. And that way, you can tailor your approach to that other specific culture more easily.